This next song is called How to Bend Strings on Acoustic Guitar.
Down, tika tika tar, tika tika down.
So to bend a string on acoustic guitar is not an easy thing to do because acoustic guitar strings are pretty high tension, especially if you're comparing them to your electric guitar counterparts. But it doesn't mean you don't bend on the acoustic guitar. In fact, it is essential to have expressive playing, especially in your melodies, okay? So, although it's a little bit more difficult, it's not impossible, and it's essential. If you really want to be a great musician, a great guitarist, you need to be a great musician, and you have to have musicianship and to have expression and emotion in your playing, alright? Separating you from the machines that nowadays can play great guitar music. You are a human, and you can have that human expression and emotion, and that comes from string bending, okay? Among other things. So the first technique I'm gonna teach you, and I'm gonna show you 4 different ways to bend the strings on the guitar. The first one is called the vibrato technique. So just like my voice, you can hear that instead of just playing the pure note, if I were to sing the pure note, it would be la, na, but instead I'm gonna add some vibrato. La, la, and that is basically slight vibrations in the pitch. So you have a fixed center pitch, and then you move up and down the pitch a little bit, and that's called the vibrato effect. So on the guitar, this is the pure note with some vibrato. Alright? You notice it's very subtle. That's why it's so doable on an acoustic guitar. So what I'm doing with the finger that you're fretting the note with, just wobble it up and down a little bit, okay? Alright, so just wobble a little bit, and that is your vibrato. So in the context of improvisation, look at that. Okay, it adds that extra character to your notes, and I do it a lot. Now for technique number 2, this is what I call the embellishing bend, and that's it, alright? What you're going to do is you're just going to embellish a note by going up a semitone and then down a semitone. Right, so essentially you're going from here, right? But instead of playing the 2 notes, you're going to be bending up and then bending down. Na, le, that's the effect. And it's really, really quick. So you're just hinting on that note a little bit, alright? So look at how I do it in the context of playing a melody, improvise the melody, and then add in some vibrato. There we go again, right? It's just an embellishment. We are still hanging on this note, but we go up and down a little bit. And it's really quick. And you notice here, see, when I did that, it's kind of flat. I'm not hitting the note so much, and that's another trick that I want to teach you. When you're doing a semitone bend, you need more strength in your bend. So what I do is that I use the ring finger, alright? This is your main finger that's fretting the note, but you use these 2 other fingers, your middle and your index finger. Go behind it so that you have more strength. And then you can more easily hit this note. If not, yeah, you need to force it down a little bit, and most of the time, because it's so fast, you don't have that much time because you can't get that strength so quickly. So use 3 fingers. Now I've just thought of another thing that you need to know, which is the position of your left hand thumb, because many of my students, they say like they just want to put their thumb up here because there's so many guitarists in the world, right, who play like this. And there's nothing wrong with it if you're playing simple chords like this, but once you get to bar chords, alright, your thumb needs to be properly placed behind the neck. So especially when you are bending, you need to put your thumb behind the neck in order to have the strength. Why? If your thumb is up here and you're bending, right, you're using the muscles of your hand, which is not much. Whereas if you put your thumb behind here and you have it properly anchored, you're using the muscles of your entire arm. Alright, so 2 things to remember. Use 3 fingers to give you more strength to your bend, and make sure your thumb is properly anchored behind your neck. And that will give you the correct muscles that you're activating in order to achieve that bend. Okay, now let's go to technique number 3. So we've already covered 1, vibrato, and number 2, embellishing bend. Number 3 will be what I call a bend into the note. Okay, so this is a little bit more interesting. How it goes is that you start out by having your string already bent, and then you pluck it, and then you bend into the note, like this. Right? Notice I'm bending it before I pluck. And then we target that note. There we go. Right? Again. And vibrato. Now, let's talk about how important it is if we just play pure notes compared to bending. Look, there's not much emotion. I mean, right, okay, I'm forcing myself not to bend, but if we add in some bends, there we go. Technique number 4 is what I call the semitone bend, and this is where we bend a string to reach the note above it, a semitone above it. Because on acoustic guitar, the most you can bend is a semitone. If you try to go further than that, most likely you're gonna break your string. Alright, so I don't recommend going beyond a semitone. So now we're gonna be bending to this note, and we're gonna stay there. Alright, so you see, you need to be careful to hit the pitch exactly. There we go. Alright, so that's technique number 4. So I've covered 4 expressive bending techniques on the guitar. Recap, it is vibrato, like that, and we have your embellishing bend. Alright, that's what I sung, but you can do bend, bend. Number 3, bending into the note. And the last one, semitone bend, where you're going na, and you're staying there. Now, why is it important? How are you going to use all of these bending techniques? Well, let me tell you what my voice sounds like if I don't use any embellishments, right? When we are singing a song, we don't sing like this. Na da 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 da. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Alright, no, we make it sing. That's where the expression comes from. La 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 la. So we have that singing quality. Now let's bring it into the guitar. Let's hear what it sounds like without the expression, right? Add in the bends. And that's so much more satisfying, isn't it? Now, let me know what else you'd like to learn and I'll be more than happy to teach you. Help me to help you by subscribing to my channel. It really encourages me to keep on going. I love music and I love to teach guitarists all around the world how to become better musicians. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and I'm uploading new lessons every week, so be sure to hit the notification bell as well. And until next time, bend away and take care.